Hey everyone, I don't have a lot of time because I've been in lots of lawyers meetings today, deposition training, and a lot of hectic stuff, but I felt like I really needed to make a quick video because a young woman's life is in danger, and she will likely be murdered by two Islamofascist regimes if we do nothing. Maryam, I'm sorry for butchering your last name, Shariatmadari, it's long, it will be in the description. What you guys need to know is during the protests in Iran, the uprising, the freedom protests, she was one of the brave women. These, if you're a feminist in the West, what she did is something called feminism. And what she did is she took off her hijab, which is mandatory in Iran. It's mandatory. It's one of the pillars of the Islamic Republic. And she took it off and waved freedom, and she was assaulted, and then she was just, the police in the RGC just beat the living hell out of her, threw her in jail. And then when she got out, she had like another prison sentence, so she escaped to Turkey. Now, what Turkey has been doing under their new Islamofascist dictator, Erdogan, is they are now taking the political prisoners from Iran who are under threat of execution, and they're just shipping them back. This is a violation of law, but this one really hurts me and hits me personally because like I do have a lot of Iranian friends who are political prisoners and did escape to Turkey and then made it into Canada. After, they tried fighting for freedom there, then they were put under arrest and their lives are in danger, so they came here. But I had friends who watched Erdogan rip up and destroy what Turkey was, and I think this is an important story, one, because this woman will probably face execution, and they're executing tons of people in Iran. I'm gonna link the different names of the wrestler who's under threat, and thank you to Donald Trump for being the only Western politician to bring up this issue. If there's another Western politician who wants to get into the fray, it would really, really help out. Erin O'Toole, the federal leader of the Conservative Party, I know people in your campaign are watching every video I make because you're literally paying lawyers to sue me. So I know you have $3,000 an hour lawyers watching these videos. If you guys could just like tell Erin O'Toole about this situation, like he made a video about this, like I would look really silly in next deposition. Like if Erin O'Toole tweeted this out, come on, I don't care that it'll, hurt me in the legal case. Like, let's work together, Erin, to save this young girl's life. And because Erin, you've said that, you don't believe in Islamofascist dictatorships. So let's stand up to two of them in Turkey and the Islamic Republic of Iran right now. That would be really appreciated. And it would look a lot better when I subpoena you, later on in the year, if you guys push this towards trial, which you probably will. Now, there's a couple things I want to talk about on this thing. Is one, Iran. The Islamic Republic of Iran. What a terrible, horrible place. And what a tragedy that is. What an absolute tragedy that Iran and Turkey are right now. And it's so terrible because, like, when we think of, like, great empires and the base of Western civilization, Ben Shapiro talks about, Jerusalem and Athens. And to an extent, that's true. The Bible and the Greek Enlightenment. But around for both of those, and the bridge between, and an actual pillar of a situation is ancient Persia. Cyrus the Great is like one of the world's biggest Zionists. So, the repatriation of the Jewish people to the land of Israel. That was Cyrus the Great. First, human rights code, Darius in provincial, federalism. Like, there's so much really that the West is based on that actually comes out of ancient Persia. And now you have a psychopath in the Ayatollahs. And they say Iranian history starts in 1978, after the Islamic Revolution. Yeah, Cyrus the Great, according to the Islamic Republic, is not part of Persian history. Darius, Cyrus, Xerxes, none of them are part of Persian or Iranian history. All starts in 1978. It's so evil and it's so ridiculous, and they're just murdering citizens. This was the regime that when they shot over 1,500 and killed over 1,500 protesters right before coronavirus, that we know of, that they admitted to. And their excuse was, the IRGC commander saying, no, we're not just shooting them in the heads, we're also shooting them in the legs. That was Iran. So that's the tragedy that is Iran. And, free Iran, death to the Islamic Republic. Turkey. This is another thing, and this is where we have to be so hyper-vigilant. Turkey used to be, people would say, a Western ally. Western Turkey was pretty Western, Eastern Turkey pretty Eastern, but, sort of cultural estuary. That was Turkey, before Erdogan came in. Ataturk had set up in the constitution that the role of the Turkish military is to throw a coup if the government gets too Islamist. That was in the Turkish. It's in the Turkish constitution that coups are part of their democracy in a way. Now, when Erdogan in, he was very skilled and clever, and what he did is he took away the ban of religious school graduates going into the army, right? So started to put his people in high up places, instigated what I thought was a fake coup to draw out the opposition and then crush it, and then use that as an emergency basis to seize more power, and then push the country more Islamist. Now they're taking over the Hagia Sophia. There's like a bunch of different churches in Turkey called the Hagia Sophia. They're turning them all into mosques. He's trying to revive the caliphate. I mean, Erdogan is the man who said there is no such thing as moderate Islam. It's Islam or not Islam. And this is the guy also cooperating with ISIS cells across the world. So you got to be hyper vigilant on your democracy, and you can't let any of this nonsense gain even a foothold. You got to push back against Islamofascism at every turn. And and you'll see with this, I mean, the greatest allies we have against this are actually the Iranian people right now, tweeting up a storm on Twitter. I mean, talk to Turkish liberals. They're useful. I mean, I have it on pretty good authority that, and I wish we could make this public, but I'm going to say that the biggest obstacle, or one of the biggest obstacles to the Muslim Brotherhood and their political infiltration to Canada, according to the Muslim Brotherhood, is the Muslim community themselves, who don't want this. I mean, they've survived it. They've seen these people are crazy, and we have an organization called the ICNA in North America, and on their website, they're pro-sexual slavery, and they even state that Muslims who are against sexual slavery aren't real Muslims. This is the crazy talk, right? Right? Every time I meet a Muslim, I just assume by default they are against sexual slavery, and these are the crazies who, if you criticize them, like Canadian politicians have done, they scream Islamophobia. Right? And we just can't let these people get a foothold in our society, because then they murder women who take off their hijabs, and we can't have that. So all the feminists who are like, my body, my choice, you can't tell me what to wear, Iran and Turkey are literally about to murder a woman for wanting the right to wear what she wants to wear and not having to wear a hijab in public. Step up now. Linda Sarsour, get on it. Ilhan Omar, get on it. Rashada Tlaib, all these intersectional feminists, whatever professors claiming on toxic masculinity, shut up for today, get on this, and then you can go back to toxic masculinity tomorrow after we save this young woman's life. Erin O'Toole, also, I know you're watching this, so Erin O'Toole, tweet something out. You'll look better when I subpoena you. So make me look stupid, please.